Okay, there it is. There it is. We are live now. Happy Saturday, ladies. Beautiful world. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everyone here in California and in Texas. I guess good afternoon. I have a good friend of mine with us today. Thank you so much, Brenda, for joining us. Let me introduce you real quick. Brenda Bailey. She's joining us from Texas today, and she's known as Shatter. Hi, as a shatter of income ceilings, is a theta healing master and instructor who has owned and operated a 7-figure business and has been an entrepreneur for 28 years. She's blended her practical experience as a successful entrepreneur along with the theta healing practices that allow people to have quick income transformations to create the Shatter Your Income Ceiling program and Shatter your income ceiling instructor certification. Brenda's work in the world is to help you break down the barriers to help you heal and get into your true zone of genius, serve the people who need your gifts, and make lots of money doing it. I love it. Welcome, Brenda. Love
Thank
it.
you, Elle. I'm excited to be here. I love this group. I love the ladies in the group, so it's been great.
Awesome, great to have you. Yes, and I love the concept of money, and I think it's whenever we talk about it, it feels like it's never enough, or um, and there are so many different practices, and theta healing is one of them. So I'm excited to have this conversation with you to learn more about it, and I know our ladies do as well. So let's jump right into it. So there are so many incredible healing modalities out there. Which one do you feel is the most effective to help people deal with money, abundance issues, and why do you feel so? And like I said, there are so many today, right? But it's great. It helps us from different sides with different kinds of obstacles and reprogramming and whatever. But yeah, which one and why?
Well, as I tell people, I have a friend who says if you want to know what you need to work on, get in a relationship. I say if you want to know what you need to work on, start a business. And I feel like that we really, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you really have to be willing to look at yourself. Because people who typically fail in it are because they don't like the accountability, they don't want to be flexible, they don't want to pivot, and all of those have to do with the inside, right? That has to do with where they're at. And that's why I always say, not everybody's intended to be an entrepreneur. It's not for the faint at heart, for sure, right? And it's because we have to be willing to look at things and do things differently than most people do. I'm trying to get those all worked out here, but they're still going crazy. And so I have 13 I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. I've been working on myself for 29. And I have 13 different certifications in integrative healing. So I'm always looking, I'm always working on myself, I'm always doing things. And it's not like I found theta healing and said, oh, that's the end all know all. I'm always on the lookout for something bigger, better, faster, quicker. And although but what has ended up happening when I discovered theta healing 14 years ago, I already had 8 certifications. I promise you, if you had told me 15 years ago that I'd be doing what I'm doing right now, I'd have been like, no, who can make money doing that? And why would I do that? That's not why I've been doing this all these years. But it was just kind of almost a no-brainer. And I kind of did it a little bit begrudgingly. And then when I realized how much I could help people, because what I discovered when I had my sales company, throughout, like prior to, as I say, 15 years ago, something called the internet was a coming, and I knew that trade show sales wasn't going to be the way for people to make money, or at least I knew it wasn't going to be me. So that's why I pivoted majorly and decided to look for something else. And I almost feel like the universe brought theta healing to me, because when I discovered it, for me, the angels part, the heavens parted, the angels sang, and I went, holy crap, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. And I'll tell you why. Most modalities work with the brain. They work with the conscious, the subconscious, or they work with energy. All beautiful, all great, love them. But if your beliefs are not in alignment with the work that you're getting, it's not permanent. And I feel like that's why people either keep looking for something or they keep going and doing the same thing and wanting something better to happen. And that's the deal. And I think a prime example of it is and believe me, I'm a certified hypnotherapist, an LP practitioner. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I don't need to. If you want to know my credentials, contact me. I'll let you know. But I'm not listing them. But the thing is that I've experienced them, and what I know is that, like, say somebody goes to a hypnotherapist to quit smoking. That's a really common one that we know about. Some people are able to quit, some aren't. The reason is the ones who can quit is because their beliefs are in alignment with the changes that are going on with their subconscious. The ones who don't quit, that's what's happened.
I love that.
So that's why I find that theta healing is the most effective. And the reason is because it goes beyond the conscious and the subconscious. It makes changes at a cellular level. And it changes your DNA. So it helps with trauma. It helps with non-forgiveness. It helps with beliefs, because that's where they're stored. Most of the information out there will tell you that beliefs are stored like in our mind. Like, just change how you think and you can change how you believe. You can do that, because I always say there are many roads to get where we want to go. But it's with theta healing that it'll happen quicker, because when we change on a cellular level, our thoughts, our brain, our emotions just follow. So it's not as much work. What people don't realize, after people have a theta healing session, they're like, wow, I did not realize how much was occupied in my mind to be who I wanted to be, to act how I wanted to act. And it's as if it's always been. So a lot of times people don't even realize it. They're just living it. And I don't need for people to recognize it. I just want their lives to be better. I want it to be easier. And I want you to be able to draw in. So I always tell people, once you have a session, or once you've worked with it, or once you've learned theta healing, because I'm really a big proponent, I'm an instructor of it as well. Once you learn it, you have to be very careful about what you're thinking and what you're saying, because it just is, you want to be saying what you want, not what you don't want. You want to be thinking. And I always tell people, just cancel it if you're not in the right frame of mind. Or sometimes we're just negative out of habit, or we stay in that same story, and you just have to let it go. And it does let go pretty easily with theta healing, but sometimes it's just old habit, right? So we just get in a new habit of being positive.
I love that. And being able to leave that story, because it's already in the past, it's, for some people, it's so hard. And then a lot of people don't realize how much they live in that past story versus today, and the thoughts and the patterns and the words they use. It's amazing. And
it makes it more, like any affirmations, anything that you want to do, it really accelerates it and allows it to be that easy. Just like when you think about somebody and they call you, right? It can be that you can be calling like the universe or your divine power. This is what I want. Here, place in my order. But if you've got things that are blocking it, that's not going to happen. If you have things that are lowering your vibration, so traumas and negative beliefs that we have and non-forgiveness, those all like lower our vibration. And then people actually believe, Elle, like that money has a low vibration. That's why we have to change beliefs around it. Because money actually has a really high vibration.
I love that. So you might have already answered it, but when we talk about abundance and people having issues with abundance, and I love the word abundance is one of my favorite words, abundance in all aspects of our lives, and that's one of the reasons for Women of the World Network. But when they talk about abundance, they have issues with abundance. How theta healing helps them solve those in the world?
Well, this is the thing, and this is, again, really pertinent to this group, because what makes theta healing also so effective is because we clear it at 4 levels. I'm getting it here on the screen here. 4 levels. What you inherited, so culturally, religiously, what we've inherited, Because we all know, aren't, like some people's like interpretation, I'm just going to say the Bible, right? Is that like money is the root of all evil. But actually what the Bible says is that the love of money is the root of all evil. And it's not that we can't honor money or that we can't appreciate it or actually love it. But if it's, what the Bible's talking about is greed, not money. It's like what you do. And I feel like as women, we're more and we don't want to be at the expense of ourselves, but like they're saying, women are going to save the world. Women are going to change the world. And it's because we innately are not really greedy. Now we may be needy, but we're not greedy, right? So there's difference in how it appears in everybody's lives. So what group consciousness brings in, and as women, we're just more intuitive and also empathetic, right? So a lot of people are empaths and they're not aware of it. You're being affected by group consciousness. And honestly, watch the news. People live in a lot of fear. They live in a lot of lack. They live in a lot of, nobody talks about the people who are making a lot of money during COVID. We're all talking about the people who are losing their jobs or, not having money. And if you look at the percentages, they're about the same, but we're only going to hear about the bad. And so it's those kind of things. And then like what's happened in this lifetime. Right. So maybe something around money has happened in this lifetime. Maybe something around your religious beliefs, your cultural beliefs, your inherited, it's happening in this lifetime. So it all affects. And then we just also carry beliefs around in our soul. So, when you clear it on all of those 4 levels, and what's really interesting, what happens for a lot of people is that everybody else notices that something is different. Because for you, with theta healing, it's going to be as if it's going to be. I always have people, they'll have a session, they're like, okay, so now what do I do? And I'm like, I'm kind of like a Star Trek thing. Go live and prosper. You know what I mean? It's like, and they'll just be like, because what ends up happening because of what we have going on, we end up being more reactive. And when you react, you're not in your core. You're not in your personal power. So what theta healing does is it makes you more neutral. It makes you objective because you don't have these things that are on a cellular level that are causing you to like have a reaction. So some people feel like, I always say it sounds a little boring, but I promise we reach a certain age and it's not. Because it's the reactions that, and you have to be able to take action, but there's a difference between taking action and reaction. And especially as an entrepreneur, you can't be reactive.
Yeah.
You have to be objective. And in our lives, we just don't realize it, but we're talking about work as well, right? Because we know a lot of the women here have their own businesses. So that's when you do it on all of those levels. When you look at it from that whole perspective and are able to change it, that's why it's quick. That's why it's permanent, because we cover all the bases.
I love
and
that.
Then it really allows people to step into their projects and their businesses and just take action or do what they know to do and be able to make money from it, or opportunities come. A lot of times we're so in our trauma, drama, everything. We can't see the opportunities. We can't see the forest for the trees, right? And opportunities are everywhere, even during COVID. That's what I always say. People are always like, read a book like Think and Grow Rich, right? And there's a beautiful one now out that's Think and Grow Rich for women. Read that. And a lot of it, like what they want you to do, is very labor intensive. It's a lot of work. But if we can just change the beliefs around it.
Yeah.
Because in Think and Grow Rich, they'll tell you, and studies have shown as well, more millionaires are made during a recession than any other time.
Right.
So if you can get rid of the beliefs that prevent you from being in your zone of genius and being the gift that you are to the world, And that's the thing. That's where you want to put your energy. So much of the time, people are so traumatized and reacting that they're having to handle all that. And that takes away from them doing as well as they can in their business and how they can serve other people.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So what's the latest ways you are helping today? Maybe you can give us some real quick, brief example. Ladypreneurs in life and business, entrepreneurs with theta healing. And I am looking forward for 2-hour session as well.
I know. Elle and I are having a session next week. You can always talk to her. Like, what was that like? But this is the thing. I am one. I always tell people, I don't care what you do for a living. I would love for you to learn theta healing. I'm a certified instructor, and it's one of the least expensive things that you will do because those prices are set by the Institute. And I have signed a contract. And for the first time in 20 years, we can teach virtually. Mm-hmm. Here's one of the apps. Here's one of the pros of the pandemic. We get to teach virtually. So you can learn it from your home. And believe me, I've done sessions via phone, Skype, and Zoom for, the last 14 years. So it's just as effective. And then I also, because of my background, I'll say, tell me what you do for a living and I'll tell you how to implement it. And if it's just that you work on yourself, mm-hmm. you're going to do better in your business, but you can also use it with your clients, especially if you have clients, because I promise a lot of people have high dollar programs out there that they put my intro session in so that their clients are less resistant and have more success. Because that's what it does. That's what theta healing will do for you. So one, I say, take a class, learn it, do it for yourself, right? And I'll help you. I'll help you all the way with that. 2, I have a free MP3. It's a draw money to you MP3. It's 1 minute. And I tell people, do it for 2 minutes a day. First thing in the morning, last thing in the evening. Start your day off like that. End your day like that. And do it for 30 days. You'll see a difference. And then the third thing that I'm super excited about is I have a new Facebook group. It's called Wealth Vibe Acceleration. And on the 19th of October, we're doing a 5-day challenge on activating your inner money magnet. Because I want people to see what types of changes can happen in a very short period of time. And that it doesn't take a lot of effort in hopes that you'll want to learn it. Honestly, I mean, again, I always tell people I designed this session and one of 3 things is always the result. And I didn't do it for this. I just wanted people, like if I never saw them again, that they could go out in the world and, mm-hmm. God bless you. And I know you're good. And people either, I get a lot of referrals. That's how I've worked for most of my career is referrals, or they want to learn it, which is always a hope. Or they want to see what else I got. What other programs do you have? How can I continue to work with you and be supported in this way? But honestly, the free things, I know a couple of people from Women of the World have been doing it and they've been communicating with me saying, this has been really good. And I get emails all the time or Facebook messages. It doesn't take a lot. It can be that easy. I often say, if it sounds too good to be true, one, I'm not asking you to put any money in it. Just give it a go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's just a belief. Yeah.
That is great. It's such an amazing field, and I think so needed as well. So I've never done a session, so I'm very curious to go try it so I understand it better. But so I'm excited about that. Thank you so much, Brenda, again.
Absolutely. And I do want to end with one thing else saying, when you talk to like the most successful people, the people who are really making a lot of money, I'm telling you, they either have a healer that they have on staff, so to speak, that they have on a retainer, or they are doing some type of modality that is supporting them. Mm-hmm. And, that's the thing that I want to make people aware of. It's not like they had a leg up or they came from money or anything like that. It's that they're working smarter, not harder. And so that's, my, I guess call of action to you is to work smarter, not harder. So I hope that you'll join the 5-day challenge, or, and again, it's, it's going to be on Facebook. It's going to, if you can't do it at the time live, you can always catch it when you can, that during that day, so that you can stay on top of it. But I'm going to invite you to experience some miracles. Do the meditation, do the challenge, however that looks. But and then you'll be able to talk to Elle like next week and see how her experience has been.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we're gonna post all those links that Brenda mentioned in the comments here. But if you wanna mention how they can find you, Brenda, you can as well here in the video too.
So the meditation is available on shatteryourincomeCeiling.com. That's the free one. The Wealth Vibe Acceleration, you can just, search that. You can find the group on Facebook. If you want to talk to me about theta healing, about what Woman of the World has been like for me, I always say I love to give information if I have it to give. And I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. If I'm not the person to help you, which I talk to people all the time, and I'm not the answer wherever people are in that moment. I am a lot, but not always. I can refer you to somebody, and that's chatwithbrendab.com. Feel free to schedule, a 30-minute chat with me, and let's talk. And let me see, can I help you or not? Or what are you looking for? And I probably know somebody that I've had an experience with. So I'm always happy to give information without any attachment. I'm just going to let you know that. So those are the ways.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda. So much great information, great knowledge, and I'm excited about what we're gonna do. Yeah, so reach out to Brenda, check out her class coming up, and thank you so much for joining us again. I will see you very soon. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free. She's part of the group, so she's gonna be able to connect with you here as well.
So tag me.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Brenda, again. Thank you, ladies. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.